going on, guys? It's your boy Brando. Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk to you guys about the Black Ops 4 multiplayer. Now, we saw the video and the trailer yesterday on Call of Duty's channel, as well on my channel as well. I uploaded it for your guys' viewing pleasure, but there was a ton that was packed in there. There's also other YouTubers that were at the event, like Noah J, Dalek, Mr. Waffle Waffles, and a slew of other players that got to play, as well as Hoach. Now, Hutch talked to David Vonderhaar and Bunting, and he originally said that the maps were designed for jetpacks. Now, that is interesting, but they listened to the community and knew that they wanted boots on the ground. So, Call of Duty Black Ops 4 will feature a major overhaul to just about every aspect of the multiplayer system, and that is not an exaggeration. Remember, the slogan for Black Ops 4 was "Forget what you know," and they clearly meant that. So there has been some changes to the health system on Black Ops 4. Undoubtedly, the biggest change is this health system, and you can read the full details on Call of Duty's site. But the main takeaway about it is there is 150 health and no automatic regeneration. Players will now need to manually regen their health with the use of a syringe-type injection by pressing the left bumper on a console. Players who got hands-on experience said that the time to kill is the longest that it has ever been, but have said that it plays well. Now, this little option that you can regen obviously regenerates over time. It's like 30 seconds, maybe less than that, to actually give yourself a health boost. So you have to decide whether or not you want to shoot the next person, reload, or regen your health. So another major change is that the public matching will no longer be 6 versus 6 by default. It is now 5 versus 5. The maps have significantly changed size, making them much more close quarters, and so the players should still feel just as fast paced. YouTubers Hutch and T. Martin explained their view on the 5v5 on their Twitters, and Hutch said, "Takes like 5 seconds off spawn to find the action. Maps are pretty small. This is another change that I didn't even notice until someone pointed it out to me." T. Martin said on his Twitter, "Oh yeah, and 5 versus 5 now. Didn't notice it at all though. Maps were definitely smaller and pushed more action for fewer people." Now, there is a difference about the specialists. Specialists will of course be returning to Black Ops 4, but crucially for multiplayer, there will be a specialist draft, meaning players will have to pick their desired specialist before the match begins. Each team can only have one specialist. You can't have 2 specialists alike. Now, about Killstreaks, so far there's very little known about the Killstreaks. However, there was a dog that was clearly visible in the multiplayer trailer, which you guys can go on my channel and view the multi-trailer. During the trailer, the match announcer can also be heard saying, "Friendly strike team deployed," as potentially AI characters roped in from a helicopter, similar to World War II's paratrooper streak. Another change about the scoreboards and the KDR is that in-game modes like TDM no longer display your kills and deaths. Instead, it will only display your kill-to-death ratio in objective starts. Furthermore, you will be granted a kill elimination if you do damage to an enemy but a teammate finishes them, so assists are potentially not longer a thing. You can also now receive partial captures and domination, meaning if you hop on a flag late, you will get a percentage of the points determined by how much you help capture, which is very interesting. I think it'll change the dynamic of team play. Maybe it'll actually make people want to capture flags with you instead of just trying to poach the points off of them while they jump on their late. Control game mode. This is interesting. This is a new game mode. This is the first new game mode that we know about and is very intriguing. There are 2 capture points on the map. Attacking team must take control of them, while defending the team must hold them off. Interestingly enough, there are limited respawns, meaning players' lives will be particularly valuable. This is like war mode on World War II, but is a shortened version because you only play one objective. Also, if you guys saw on the Black Ops 4 multiplayer trailer, you will see that swimming mechanics return as well. And the new feature in Call of Duty World War II Play of the Game replaced the previous final kill cam, and this will also be the same in Black Ops 4. It's also unknown if final kill cam remains in Search and Destroy, however, as it does still. remain in World War II. The Pick 10 system, as you guys very well know, I've made video on it as well, but the Pick 10 system for created class is also returning, which is good news for fans who were put off by World War II's divisions. There's also a new gear category, which includes items such as body armor and stim packs for faster health regen. Shotguns are also currently classified as secondary weapons, and a lot of players said that the shotguns seem to be very nerfed in their version as well, and they seem that the pistols were actually better. So you guys can watch the full multiplayer reveal trailer on my channel as well. But I want to talk to you guys about the different specialists and their abilities as well. Alrighty, if I didn't mention before, Black Ops 4 is obviously boots on the ground. But anyways, the popular YouTuber, you guys know him as NoahJ456, posted a picture about all the specialists. You guys can go back up to the beginning of the video, and it shows all 8 specialists, what we have so far in the game. Not sure if all 8 of these are going to be in the game when it first comes out, or if it'll come out later in DLC, but we'll see. But the first one you'll see is Battery, who is a demo expert. His equipment is a cluster grenade, a grenade that sticks to surfaces and releases several smaller grenades. And his special ability is the War Machine, which is a grenade launcher that fires bouncing grenades which detonate after a short time or by hitting an enemy directly. The next specialist is Crash. He's known as the Healer. His equipment is the Assault Pack, which deploys ammo magazines that provide bonus score for taking down enemies. It is available to everyone on their team. His ability is TAC 5, which heals, boosts max health, and removes wounds for the user and up to 4 targeted allies, and it also works through walls. The next specialist is Ajax, who is a breacher. His equipment is the 9 Bang, which is a tactical grenade that flashes and stuns, and it can be cooked to detonate multiple times. His special ability is the Ballistic Shield, which is durable, transforming defensive shield with a built-in machine pistol. The next specialist is called Recon. He's an intel operator. His equipment is a sensor dart. His sensor equipment reveals enemies within its proximity on the minimap and is visible to everyone on the team. His special ability is, of course, Vision Pulse. It is a pulse that the surrounding area reveals enemies for a period of time, visible to everyone on the team as well. The next specialist is Torque. He's known as the Defender. His equipment is Razor Wire. He can place razor wire to damage and slow enemies that attempt to cross it. You guys can see that in the multiplayer trailer as well. His ability is Barricade, which he can deploy reinforced cover protection while securing objectives. Built-in microwave field slows and damages enemies, and the owner can deactivate cover at will. The next specialist is Ruin. He's known as a rusher. His equipment is the grapple gun, which can quickly move to elevations and other locations. His ability is Grab Slam, a short aggressive leap that delivers a lethal blast in radius around the point of impact. The next specialist is known as Firebreak. He is known as Aerial Denial. His equipment is Reactor Core, which emits a damaging radiation field that wounds enemies, reducing their maximum health for a period of time. And his ability is, of course, the Purifier, which is a flamethrower that shoots a steady gout of flame, scorching enemies in close range. The final specialist, of course, is known as Seraph. Her special ability is the Annihilator, which is a massive high-caliber revolver that fires devastating rounds with increased bullet penetration. And her equipment is TAC Deploy, deploying beacon that allows your teammates to redeploy to the surrounding area. And that is also available for your teammates as well. There's also a few other things I forgot to mention to you guys, which there are other major improvements to Black Ops 4. And the first one is called the Guns Up feature. To some, this may appear trivial, but to the veterans, the lingering pain that occurs when we die will send an animation is a tough wound to heal. As is tradition, the death of this caliber is never our own fault, and when coupled with the fact that we feel momentarily helpless, an unknown level of rage often brews deep within. Of course, we are referring to the state of being in no man's land whilst either throwing a grenade, placing a device, or activating a Killstreak ability. Treyarch thankfully has now combated this by announcing the Guns Up game mechanic. This essentially means that when performing any of the above movements, the gun will remain poised and on the screen, And the most beneficial results of this are that your weapon will always be ready, regardless of whether you are calling in a UAV or throwing a Hail Mary sticky grenade. If an enemy player graces your screen peripherals, you will now still be able to hip fire, which is pretty awesome. The final features I want to talk to you guys about is about the weapons. This is very unique for Black Ops 4 as well, and different compared to all the other Call of Duty. So the single most exciting news about Black Ops 4 multiplayer is all the weapon changes. In Black Ops 4, we are going to see more improvements and changes than throughout Black Ops 1, 2, and 3 combined. All these developments aid in immersing players into the Call of Duty world, consequently creating an environment where gun sounds may cause you to wince and explosions result in you feeling a genuine and present sense of danger. A few exclusive enhancements to weapons include smoke that will caress its way out of a freshly fired hot barrel. Room lighting and shadows will be influenced and impacted by muzzle flash. Bullets engage with the world around players and heightening immersion. Weapons and bullets will have real 3D tracers, not only adding to the hyper-realism, but also allowing players to know exactly where they are being shot from. And bullets will visibly be depleted based on how many have been discharged from the weapon. Another totally new and unique feature coming to Black Ops 4 multiplayer experience is weapon attachments. Of course, this is something that we're all used to in Call of Duty, but Treyarch has redesigned this in a way which makes an individual weapon totally distinct. Previously, weapon attachments were set that were applicable to multiple guns. Now we have specific attachments that are completely unique to each weapon. If you thought the game couldn't get any more epic, then you were very wrong. Treyarch is debating and debuting a brand new Black Ops 4 multiplayer feature called Operator Mods. Operator Mods allow a gun to function above and beyond its core functionality. The preview we were presented during the live stream that was showcased was about the LMG with a suppression bullet operator mod. This modification attachment causes the enemy screen to be slightly distorted, creating a new dynamic for each engagement and encounter. We're sure that there will be many more exciting operator mods that will be utilized throughout the gameplay. Guys, that's all I have for you today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Smash that like button. Please subscribe, and until next time, guys, I'll see you later.